Every contractor I talk to has the same story. You drove out to the house, you spent 45 minutes or an hour measuring, walking around, answering their questions, and the homeowner was friendly. They liked you, they said this looks great, let me talk to my partner and I'll get back to you. And then nothing. You call on Thursday, no answer. You call again on Monday, no answer. And 2 weeks later, you moved on. And here's what you tell yourself. They went with someone else cheaper than us. Most of the time, that's not the case. And I'm gonna show you what actually did, because once you see it, it's honestly kind of painful how fixable it is. The average contractor closes somewhere around 20 to 30% of the estimates they give. Top performers are closing about 40 to 50%. Some of the time it's even higher. And I've seen this myself. Across the businesses we worked with, close rates go from like 5% all the way up to 40, 50% and even beyond that. Think about what that gap means. Same market, same leads, same prices mostly, and one guy turns 2 out of 10 estimates into jobs and the other guy turns 5 out of 10. And that's at 2.5 times the revenue from the exact same amount of driving. And here's the part I really want you to get. More leads doesn't fix this. If you're closing 20% and you double the amount of leads you have, you're still closing 20%. You just drive more and get ghosted more. There are 2 reasons people go quiet on you, and let's go through them. The first one is the big one. If you fix nothing else, just fix this. And let's assume it's just Thursday, 11 a.m. You go to the house, you look at the project, everything goes well, and you say, all right, I'll put this together and send it over. And then a few days later, you just email the estimate. What just happened? You had this person's full attention for 45 minutes or an hour or even more. They were engaged, asking questions, standing right there in the room where the work is going to happen, and you're left without using any of it. Now the price shows up in their inbox and you're not there with it. It's just a number on a screen. And when you're not in the room, the only thing they can react to is that number. Now, how you fix this depends on what kind of work you do. So let me split it because I work with both. If you're a painter or doing pressure washing, maybe you do some smaller roofing work, anything you can price yourself, price it at the house every time. You just say, give me 15 minutes, I'm gonna sit in my truck and put the numbers together, go out, do the math, come back and hand it to them. And when they see the price, you're standing right there. If they flinch, you can say something. If they say that's more than I expected, you can ask what they actually expected. And now you're having a conversation instead of getting ghosted. You can even close them right in the spot, which happens more than you think. Actually, our data backs this up as well. Contractors who build the estimate at the house and present it over there converted something like 1.5 to 2 times at the rate of the guys who actually just send it later. Or if you're a remodeler, like you're doing kitchens, bathrooms, additions, or basements, I know you cannot price it in the spot. You got the measurements, you need numbers back from suppliers, maybe a sub has to price part of it. Nobody's asking you to guess a $60,000 kitchen while you're just standing in the house. But you still have a rough idea about how much it's gonna cost. You've done this 50 times, you already have the experience. So give them a range before you leave. It can be something like, I need to get some numbers back before I can give you an exact figure, but a kitchen this size with the requests that you have in this layout with these finishes usually lands between $55,000 to $70,000. Is that in line with what you had in your mind? That's a really good way to do that, because at this point, basically 2 things just happen. 1, the sticker shock happened while you were in the room. If they were expecting 30 grand, you find out face to face and you can actually talk about it. And 2, you just save yourself the estimate. How many times have you spent 4, 5, or 6 hours building a proposal, pulling supplier quotes, and then the person disappears? They were never gonna spend that kind of money. You just didn't find out until you done the work for the estimate. And one more thing, when you tell them you'll send it over, give them a day and time, not like soon. Say, I'll have this to you Thursday by noon or by this time, and hit it. A lot of remodeler ghosting is really just saying soon, taking 6 days and someone else doing what they said they would. So the rule is same for both of you if you're a painter or a big remodeling company. Don't leave that house without the homeowner reacting to a number in front of you. For some of you, it's the final price. For the rest, it's like the price range as I mentioned. Either way, the price conversation happens while you're still in the room, and it makes things a lot easier for you. Because think about it from their side. If the price surprises them and you're not there, what they're gonna do? Like just call you up and just tell you it's too high? No, most people will not. If you were working with an agency, would you call them and say the price is too high? No. That's an uncomfortable phone call, so they just don't respond. That's what ghosting usually is. It's not no, it's someone avoiding an awkward conversation. And the second thing, you're not the only contractor they called. For a decent sized project, most homeowners are getting 3, 4, sometimes even more estimates. So while you're waiting for them to call you back, they got 2 other guys coming out on Saturday. So here's the thing about how they actually decide. They don't decide the day you leave, especially if you're doing remodeling work. For a while after your estimate, they're not really thinking about it. Work, kids, life is going on, and they just want to think about the design or maybe some materials. They want to see a few more estimates. That's normal. Then at some point, they sit down and compare your price against the other guys, some reviews, their neighbor who did their kitchen last year, X, Y, Z. And this moment is what decides who gets the job. On a smaller job, it might be a week or just a few days. On a full remodel, it might be a few weeks or sometimes up to a month. And most contractors follow up once, a couple days in, while the homeowner still isn't thinking about it, and they get nothing back, they assume it's no, they stop. So you showed up too early and you were gone by the time it mattered. For example, they wanted to work with someone else and just a few companies followed up with them consistently and they moved forward with one of them. Whoever is still in front of them when they finally sit down is who gets the job. So if you're sending one text and one voicemail and moving on, that's not following up. That's basically just checking a box. I already know the objection because every contractor says the same thing. I don't want to be that guy. I don't want to be annoying. I totally get it, but think about what the homeowner is actually experiencing. This person asked for an estimate, they wanted the work done, they're busy, job, kids, maybe they didn't have a chance to think about it and they're gonna make a huge investment and they meant to reply and then Tuesday happened. When you reach out again a week later, you're not annoying them. You're just reminding them about something they actually wanted. The only reason it feels pushy is that you're thinking about your discomfort instead of the homeowners. And one thing about what you actually send. Don't just send, just checking in, let me know if you have any questions kind of a message. That puts the work on them. You just put the work on them and mostly they're not gonna take an action about it. And the other 2 contractors sent the same message anyway, so they just feel the same about you as well. Give them something to react to. You got an opening that week or you remember they wanted it done before the holidays, just follow up accordingly so they know you have a conversation. And the last one in the sequence works better than anything else you will send. Hey, last one from me on this. If you went on a different direction or the timing isn't right, no problem. Just let me know and I'll close out your file. So basically you give them a chance to say no to you, which is the best thing because leaving yourself guessing is worse than hearing a no. And that takes the pressure off and you'll be surprised how many people come back with, no, we still want to do it. Things just got busy. Also text, do not email. Nobody's opening your 4th email. There's a business reason for all of this too. Every estimate you gave and never closed is money you already spent. The lead, the gas, an hour of your life at that house, that's gone whether they hire you or not. Following up 5 times costs you for just like 4 or 5 minutes. And trust me, with that lead, it's nothing. The cheapest job you will ever get is the one that you already did the estimate. So basically, we have 3 things starting on your next estimate. 1, don't leave without them reacting to a number, the final price, and if you cannot do it, the range. That's totally fine. 2, follow up more than once, not just one text and done. 5 or 6 times over a few weeks by text, by call, and each one with an actual reason. Do not just send, oh, I'm just checking in XYZ thing because it's not gonna make them respond. And 3, track it. How many estimates you gave this month? How many you closed? How many you're following up with? If you don't know that number, you're just guessing about whether your problem is leads, booking, or closing, but you need a clear idea. The thing I want you to walk away with is this. Most of the people who went quiet on did not reject you. They stalled, they got a little sticker shock they never told you about, and somebody else stayed in front of them. That's a process problem, not a you problem. And process problems are the good kind because you can fix them this week, right? If it's a problem about you, that would be a little bit more difficult. That's the logic. I really appreciate if you just watched this video until this point. I just wanted to share all of my experiences over the course of 3 to 4 years of working with contractors, and I hope this video worked well for you. Thanks for watching this so far, and I'll see you in the next video.